Hey Nesters, welcome back to Nesting Haven. Today we are doing some thrift shopping. We are over in the section of the thrift store where they tend to keep the antique, more vintage stuff that they kind of pull from their donations. So that is the section we're checking out today. And they always have lots of great things here, but of course they do price them up a little bit because they know they are older and worth a little bit more. They did have this nice Gemco set there. They also have this Fire King Primrose Pattern Casserole. They were only asking $6.99 for that, which was very reasonable. I was checking out that unicorn clock in the back, and the sun all of a sudden made the spotlight come through. It was kind of neat. They had an adorable Precious Moments teapot there in the back. Now, the market is pretty flooded with Precious Moments items, mostly because people aren't collecting it as much anymore, and there were already several of those listed. I did spy this vintage Campbell's Soup coin bank. I thought it had a neat look to it. It's a nostalgic soup for a lot of people, so people could easily just put this somewhere in their kitchen if they wanted to save up their coins, and it kind of blends in with the decor pretty nicely. So I thought it was really neat. They're asking $5 for that. You guys know I always enjoy looking through the artwork. They had this beautiful photograph of a moose, but we're asking $18.99 for it. And, I just thought that was a little pricey for a thrift store. Their section here is always a little difficult to sift through, so I don't often really go through it well. I kind of just glance, and if anything catches my eye, I will try to pull it out. I did see this interesting, like 1950s style diner menu, I guess you would call it. It had a really nice look to it. It had all of these cakes like they would offer up in their restaurant. I thought this would look really cute in a vintage kitchen. I would probably put it in my own kitchen if I had the space. I just thought it was a really nice piece. So see if we can look at it a little bit better here. It's kind of difficult to hold up. But it does have a plexiglass on it that was a little bit scratched up, but it was pretty inexpensive, so I decided to pick it up, and I'm just going to try to sell it here locally, and we'll see how it does. I just thought it was a really neat piece, and I wanted to make sure I got into somebody's home. I love the looks of this Christmas tree. It was a heavy-duty art glass piece. I love the green, a little bit of green that was dripping throughout the center. They were only asking $3.99 for that, and it is something I picked up. I think I'm going to keep it for myself. I think it'll look nice on my Christmas decor. At first I thought this was a painting. I definitely liked the looks of it. It was just a print, but it still had a really cool look. I love the colors to that. I'm really into any kind of landscaping photography, so I thought that was nice. These were so stinking adorable. They are vintage. At first, just looking at them, I thought they might be those Homeco figurines, but they're definitely older than Homeco, and they were asking $2 a piece for them. I thought that was a great little set. They also had this really excellent deal on this mallard duck planter. I believe it's a mallard. $2.99. It had just a little bit of vintage paint wear, nothing too serious. You're expecting a little bit of wear to vintage pieces, but for $3, you can't go wrong with that. This was kind of an interesting hen on nest piece. It had some ivy featured around the bottom, and there was an opening there for a spoon, so perhaps it was some type of a soup tureen. Not really sure on that. They had this really adorable kind of kitschy figurine set down here. I wasn't sure what the animal was. The ears kind of reminded me of a bear, but I couldn't exactly pinpoint if it was for sure. I can hardly ever walk away from these cute vintage canisters. This one was adorable with the cows and flowers on it, and it had a fantastic price. I think it was $1.99. I think I cleaned them out last time of all the amazing vintage tins that they usually carry. I did find this really neat Fruit Jewels tin. You guys know I am enjoying the fruit and vegetable decor. It did have some rusty patina on the bottom, but it wasn't too bad. And I just really liked it for kind of a display piece to set some stuff on. So I thought it was really pretty. This was a stunning piece down here, this kind of turquoise Robin's Egg Blue Apple. I believe it's a US pottery piece. It was very faint writing on the bottom, but I think it's from California, like a California type pottery. I almost picked this up because I've seen people do some really neat repurposing with these. I've seen people do like put them through a flower stand and then you can use it for like a little flower garden. I've seen them used as bird feeders, different crafts. Some people have made some baskets and just put a handle up through the center. Some really great ideas. Look up repurposing bunt pans and you guys can see all the creative ways you can use those. So if you ever see them at thrift stores and you are a little bit crafty, maybe it's something you want to keep in mind. I did find this vintage box here and I was curious what was inside. I don't often find the vintage packaging, but I do find those amber like bowls that are inside. It did have the original hanger to it for the chip and dip set, but those are always rusted whenever I find them. But interesting, it's actually called honey gold. I always call it amber, so that was a nice find. I was contemplating picking this up for resale purposes. I thought it had an interesting look. It was not priced, the tag was missing on it. And this thrift store, for whatever reason, they won't price things if you take them up to the register. They have to send them out back, especially particular with the bags. I think people are ripping off the tags and trying to get a better deal. So I just didn't bother because I just didn't want to take all the extra time. I did find this one, however, and it did have the tag. They're asking $4.99 for it. It had a really nice 1980s look, I thought, to it, and I did pick that one up. I just thought it was really neat. I like the kind of nostalgic pieces like that, so. Of course, Halloween is over now, but these mugs, they're like enameled mugs, are just so cool that I could not pass them up. Now, people may not drink out of them necessarily, but you definitely could use them as like little candy dishes or you can make an assemblage out of them. Halloween stuff's a little difficult to find, nice decor or dishes especially. So, I mean, someone may drink out of them. I'm not really sure what they would do, but I did pick them up to resell and we'll see how they go. This is one thing I enjoy about this thrift store. They're always putting things together such as this. And, it's just kind of like a grab bag that you can see a little bit through, and a fantastic price at only $2.99. They did have this entire box of tins as well for only $1.49. I was checking out, trying to see if there's any Christmas ones I may want. I do like to collect the smaller Christmas tins, usually the potpourri press ones, but I didn't see any in there. They put my favorite book genre in a very difficult place to reach. So there's a bunch of carts right in front of this here. So I'm kind of having to lean over and try to look, as you can see. So all of the Christmas books that were here, I like to pick up Christmas books, cookbooks. Those are all right in this area. And then anything homesteading, gardening, things like that. Everything just happens to be right here behind the cart. So it's a struggle. But I tried my best to see if I could find anything. This is one I did purchase. It was only $1.99. It's a Better Home and Gardens Christmas Comfort and Joy. It was put out in 2002. It's just filled with different Christmas ideas, recipes, crafts, and things like that. I did try to skim a few more of the Christmas books. A lot of the other ones that were left were craft focused, and I'm not much of a DIY person as far as crafting goes. I don't mind doing a little bit here and there, but this kind of stuff's not really my thing. I just enjoy the Christmas books that kind of have a well-rounded mix of, decor and Christmas recipes. It's bothering me so bad, but I'm staring at this Preserving Made Easy book right now. I was actually looking at the top shelf when I was, filming here, and I'm staring at this book. Did not see it in the store, and I so wish I would have got it, so hopefully it's there the next time I go. But on the top shelf that I was looking at, I found this vintage Cutco cookbook. Had a really nice look to it, and I just enjoy recipe books like that. They're just kind of fun to sift through and see all the different ways that they used to cook, and sometimes you can catch some vintage dishes in there as well. Here is everything that I purchased today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to check out the items I have listed in my eBay store, please go ahead and click the link in my description below, and we will catch you in tomorrow's video. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like on your way out. Bye!